Under Biden, the same people who raped, tortured, and murdered Israeli men, women, and children, so sad when you saw that, would have never happened with us. You know why? Because when I was president, Iran was broke. They were broke. You know that, right? For a reason Byron could tell you. Byron, you knew that? Byron knew it very well. Michael knew it very well. Corey knew it very well. They had no money, and they weren't spreading terror because they couldn't. And I told China, if you buy 1 barrel of oil, you're not doing business in the United States, and we're going to put 100% tariff on everything that does come in. I told India the same thing. I told everybody. And they all listened, and they stopped. And we had something that was incredible. We had the great terror organization stopped, totally stopped. They stopped, and we had no problem. You know, for 4 years, we didn't have an incident. Think of it. And I didn't want to talk. I wanted to say it so badly, even during the campaign, where we did much better than we did the first time, by the way. We got millions and millions of more votes. But I wanted to say it so badly. There's been no terror. We put the terror ban. We put everything. We did things that nobody's ever done before. We had no terror for 4 years. We had no problems for 4 years. And I couldn't talk about it because I didn't want to say it, and the next day something happens. That happened to them, actually. You know, they said, well, we're doing good. But they weren't doing good. They were getting beaten up. But they did it, and then they had the attack, like one day after he made the statement. As soon as he made the statement, he had the attack. How about the man, and I'll ask you, the military people here, including the congressman, he said, I hope they don't attack us from the north, because that's our weak spot. Now, who the hell would say that? I watched him, security advisor. He said, I hope they don't attack Israel from the north, because that's our weak spot. Who the hell would say that? Now, I'd say, I hope they attack us from the north because that's the toughest spot of all. And they wouldn't do it, right? No, I watched this guy saying, I hope they won't. And who would say this? So Biden said this a couple of months ago. We have no ammunition with the United States. You know, I rebuilt the United States military. We rebuilt the whole military. One of the many things we did. Of course, we gave a big chunk of it to Afghanistan, one of the most pathetic situations I've ever seen. But we rebuilt the entire military, and we had so much ammunition, we had to take warehouses all over the country and beyond the islands. We had so much ammunition, and they've used the ammunition, just like they've used all the oil that we put into the strategic reserves. It's at the lowest level it's ever been right now. The lowest level it's ever been, and we bought it very cheaply. We bought it very cheaply. And all of these things, there is nothing. I can't think of one thing in 3 years that these people have done that's good. But Biden got up, and he said, we have no ammunition. Now, number one, we should never be put in that position. But assuming it's true, who the hell would say it? You think President Xi of China and Putin and all these, do you think they hear that statement a little bit? They can't believe what's happened to this country. You know, they respected our country when I was there. They respected your president, I will tell you that. And so did Kim Jong-un of North Korea. They respected us. And we were safe because they respected us. We were very, very safe. And they never talked to us the way they talked to this group. I mean, China talks to us like we're children, which we basically are mentally. If you look at our leaders, they're less than children. I just met some children that are far smarter. They're like 6 years old. They're smarter than Biden by a lot. And that would include in his prime. I'm not just talking about that. On day one, I will restore the Trump travel ban on entering, from having people that like to blow up our shopping centers and kill our people and do lots of bad things. Entry from terror-plagued countries. We will not allow people to come in, and we will implement strong ideological screening for all immigrants. We did that, and it was unbelievably successful. It was done at the Supreme Court they approved it, and a lot of people were a little surprised, but it was a great thing. And, you know, again, we had no problem. I didn't talk about it, but I talked about it as soon as I left. I talked about it because it was an amazing thing we did. We were having a lot of problems, like World Trade Center, like a lot of other problems, and we had no problem during that 4-year period because they knew they cannot mess around. We had it tight. If you hate America, if you want to abolish Israel, if you sympathize with jihadists, and then you don't want your country to do well, you don't want your country to be successful, you're just not going to get in. You're not getting in. You're not coming into our country. On every policy, from the border to energy, from immigration to education, crooked Joe Biden always takes the side that helps America's enemies every time. The guy doesn't have a clue.